Charlie Clough swapped England's National League for Southeast Asia in 2019 and he's never looked back. A Singapore Premier League winner, he's now in his third year in Thailand, where he's become integral in Port FC's 2024 title bid.
It's been a good season, a third now mid-season break. We beat Buriram 4-1, which not many teams in Thailand beat Buriram 4-1.
They're the Manchester City of Thai football.
Exactly, yeah. We've had good results since then, so finished on a high, so hopefully to kick on now in his second leg.
I've been up here for a couple of the evening kickoffs. It's a wicked atmosphere. It's almost sold out. Fans are really close to the pitch. So talk to me about what it's like to play here.
Oh yeah, it's a great atmosphere. Obviously in Thailand, many of the stadiums have the running track around, so the fans are quite far away. But here it's really enclosed. It's a bit like a League Two or a National League stadium. Look how close it is there. Like you head the ball and you hit the side, you've got the fans all behind you. But the ultras are here, and a lot of the foreigners go behind the goal with their tops off. English guys probably drunk.
Yeah, you've probably seen it over there.
I'd say it's the best stadium I've played at in Thailand.
And this year you played on Christmas Day, which is probably quite unusual for a Westerner. So is that normal for here?
It's not normal here, I don't think. I think it's just because of the schedule of the Asian Cup coming up. They had to fit in games. It doesn't really feel like Christmas here anyway because it's hot. It just doesn't feel like Christmas. But yeah, it was good. Got a 3-0 win. So yeah, it was a good Christmas present.
I want to do a short quiz on English footballers in Thailand. Which striker joined Thai League One's Muangthong, aged 36, in 2011 and then became player manager?
Robbie Fowler.
Yes. Which former Coventry, Wolves and Cardiff striker joined Muangthong in 2014?
Jay Bothroyd.
Yes. Which former England international with 90 caps managed the Thai national team from 2009 to 2011?
I think it can only be two. Was Peter Reid English? Is Peter Reid or Brian Robson?
Well, what are you going for?
Is Peter Reid English though?
Yeah.
Has he? Yeah, well, Brian Robson.
Yeah. You played at League One, League Two, National League, and then your first move abroad was to Brunei team, DPMM, and in the Singapore Premier League. So how did that move come about? How did you get the opportunity?
So I was at Sutton at the time, and Adrian Pennick, who was my manager, who brought me in at Forest Green, he got the job in Brunei, and he just rang and said, would you fancy it? But I had to trial because it's the Crown Prince owns the team, so he wants to look at the players and speak with his men. So I had to speak to the manager of Sutton and say, listen, I've had this opportunity, probably won't get an opportunity like this again. I've been around the lower league in England, I'm sort of getting a bit bored of it now. I want a fresh start, I want a new experience. And then, I got the call saying, the Crown Prince wants you to sign. That first year in Brunei, we won champions of Singapore League 2019.
Talk to me about that season.
I think we went the first 10 games unbeaten, and I think we stayed at the top of the league the whole season. That was great, you were playing at the National Stadium when we lifted the trophy. I think there was 18 to 20,000, Brunei. It was a great atmosphere. We come to Thailand for a pre-season tour. So hot, we kicked off at 3 p.m. I was like, I don't know if I can play out here.
What's the weather like in Brunei, the climate?
The Brunei is hot, but you train or play in the evening, late, like 8 p.m. So I just started getting used to it, We were doing like hill runs in the jungle in Brunei. You're running up these hills, you've got monkeys jumping around above you, and it's crazy.
I want to ask you about one particular game. I'm going to take you back to 27th of June, 2021. 16-1, you score 5 goals.
Oh yeah, so
which is an obscene number of goals for any player, let alone centre
all
half.
headers as well. So obviously COVID come, so then we weren't allowed to fly to Singapore for away games, and obviously Singapore teams couldn't fly to Brunei for our home games. So we left the league, so then obviously we had to stay in Brunei. So then there's a Brunei Super League, which isn't professional, it's part-time. Yeah, we went and played this, it was like 16-1, 15-0, yeah, it was crazy.
A bit about Thai football. So of the levels you've played in England, do you think there's a comparable level to Thai League One?
Your top 5-6 teams would compete, I think, in the National League and League Two. I'm sure some great football's played, but then you can't compare the climate and the weather. You can't press here for 90 minutes.
How would you describe the style or the characteristics of Thai football?
I think it's slower here, not as physical, not as direct. I've had to adapt to that, obviously it being not as physical, because back home in England, obviously that was my strength, was being very physical. But I still have my chances here, to win my headers, which I should usually win, 99% of them.
I saw a clip where you're covered in blood.
That was last year. That's why my nose is bad now. I had plastic surgery twice. I still haven't done anything. But yeah, I went up for a header and I won the header. And as I've won the header, he's come through and had an open fracture. The bone was sticking out. 15 minutes to go. So just stick a blob of Vaseline on. And then I headed it, last kick it again, the ball coming in the box, and I've cleared it, and I've headed it with my nose, and it just hit it, and it just went popped, blood everywhere. But yeah, I went into after football, I think, to get another nose job or something.
In terms of like culture shocks or anything maybe caught you off guard, whether it was the first time you moved to Brunei or to here, anything that springs to mind?
Yeah, Brunei, obviously, it's a Shahira law, like Muslim country. And when we were playing through Ramadan, they had to fast. We're going to games, they haven't eaten or drank water all day. And we're driving to the game, the boys like falling asleep on like no energy on the bus now. We're playing in like hour and a half. So then obviously we go out to warm up, then they come back in and they can break fast. So then, you know, they've got the dates, you know, bread with like peanut butter and stuff, and they're just scoffing their faces. The results were terrible during Ramadan.
Bangkok has got a bit of a reputation of being like a Marmite. Like, I love it, but some people come here and they think it's dreadful, they can't wait to get out. So what's it like to live here, and how do you sum up Bangkok?
Yeah, I love it here, same as you. Me and my family, we live a great life here, you know, and when you get a bit of time off, you're not far from the beach, you're not far from Khao Yai, the mountains. If you've been here a few times and you know like the way of life here and you know where to go and what to do, it is a great place.
What would you say is the most memorable moment of your career so far?
Got to be playing at Wembley, playoff final with Forest Green. Got beat, but you know, walking out of Wembley and your whole build up to the game. As a young Englishman, we all dream of playing at Wembley growing up. So yeah, that's 100% the highlight. The best decision I ever made was coming out to Asia. It's been like a blast, it's been a great time. I met my wife, married her, I've had a baby, you know. Made a bit of a name for myself in Southeast Asia football, and that's what I plan to come out and do, you know, and carry on doing. 5 headers.
I love it.
I had 3 people marking me as well. Trying to grab hold of me.